Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Skylar.
Recently, we decided to start watching Bob's Burgers to see what it was all about.
And it didn't take us long to become completely obsessed with the show.
But one of the things we love the most about the show is the brilliant end credit sequences.
Which is why we created this podcast.
Each week, we're going episode by episode to talk about the elaborate end credits.
We're excited to have you join us right here on Bob's Credits.
We'll make sure the Bob's Burgers end credits get the credit they're due.
All right!
Chip chip-a-roo, my little wadded up wet toilet papers.
There's not like an official name for that yet.
For what?
Like wadded up toilet paper.
Toilet paper wads. My little toilet paper wads.
Okay.
How do you feel about that, everyone?
Great.
What a pet name you all have now. Welcome. We're back. We're here to do the final episode of Season 9 of Bob's Burgers.
Wait, what? I did not realize this was a season finale when we were watching it.
Well, maybe that'll count against it if you did not realize that.
I don't know that it'll count against it, but it's definitely going to be more interesting to talk about it now knowing that this is a finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into all things Bob's Burgers finale, Season 9 finale. But first, we have a little bit of business to discuss. First up, I want to tell everyone that Skylar and I like to take a little hiatus in between the Bob's Burgers season. So now that we're finishing up Season 9, here on the main feed, we might go a little while without posting new episodes. But go over to YouTube right now and watch our new video podcast series, My Favorite Episode, where we have a very special guest join us to discuss their favorite Bob's Burgers episode. And then we throw it through like this whole criteria we built to decide if that episode is a top tier Bob's Burgers episode.
And fun, spoiler alert, our dear friend Kelly Blackheart chose what episode, Max?
Work Hard or Die Trying, Girl.
So if you love that episode, you'll love our podcast episode.
With an asterisk attached to it, but you'll
you'll
see
have to
that
see.
when you go watch it. We had a lot of fun making it. We're going to be doing those every so often with very special guests. We've got a few more planned, and we're excited to record them. But if you're missing us, that's where you can go watch us. And we're still doing all the things on social media, so make sure you're following us everywhere. We're Bob's Credits wherever.
And if you want more episodes, because we're going on hiatus, check out our Patreon. We do have a free 7-day trial. Test it out. Free trial on Apple subscriptions as well. And that's patreon.com/Bob's Credits.
Over 60 episodes there ready to
Ad-free.
go for you to listen to. Check it out. And speaking of Patreon, we have some new patrons to thank, and we have to burger pun their name. First up, thank you, Jessica Hernandez. Moving forward, you'll be known as the Cressica Hernandez Burger.
Yum. I could live off of naan.
I could too. It's so good. And I love the idea of a burger and naan. I know we've said it before because I've done a naan pun before, but
Yes.
delicious.
But welcome. We're so excited to have you.
Joining you is Emily Erisman. Moving forward, you will be known as the Emma-Leek Eris Munster Cheeseburger.
Leeks? I love leeks.
And Munster cheese.
I don't know that I've had Munster cheese,
I
but
like
it reminds
Munster
me of the
cheese.
Munsters, that TV show.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Same name. And finally, we have Jamie Bazin. Moving forward, you will be known as the Soufflé Me Basinberry Burger.
I thought you were going to do a basil pun.
I was going to, but I was like, that's too easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds delicious too. Y'all are a delicious group, and we are so excited to have you. Max Miller, are you ready for Skylar Sides, the fun facts before the fun facts?
Dish it, girl. A big Zeke dish it, girl, this week. For obvious reasons.
All right. Today's Skylar Sides is a deep cut, an odd one. Information that you probably don't need to know about the show, but it's too fun not to share. And this one comes from an Instagram follower and hopefully podcast listener, Jess. So if you're listening, Jess, thank you for sliding into our DMs with this one.
Hello, Jess.
So
I feel like I sounded like OT, the outside toilet there for some reason. Hello, Gene.
You sounded more like
Vomit now.
Ira Glass.
Vomit now. Vomit now.
I like that if you're editing a project, you just quote the clips that you've been using for that project.
That's true. That's over on my favorite episode.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
Sorry.
Is this Jess?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Jess. Hi, Jess.
What? What? I've missed out on something. See, I never know who you're DMing with, who I'm DMing with. They probably are like, is this a continued conversation with the same person, or is it Skylar or Max? Because we switch it up. But anyway, Jess is a very big fan of the PBS show Finding Your Roots. Also, I love PBS programming, as does my mother.
What's the one? The Darrell's Carfu?
Darrell's and Carfu.
Yeah, which they then, like, now that it's on Netflix, they just shortened it to the Darrells because, like, it's too confusing.
Yeah. Americans, heaven forbid, they have to pronounce two interesting words. Anyway, so on the most recent season, Sammy Hagar recently finds out that his biological surname is, any guesses?
Belcher.
Belcher.
Yes.
Okay. So this is interesting on its own, right? Let me take it one step further. In the episode, a beloved Bob's Burgers episode, Stand By Gene, Gene says at one point, nah, I'm more of a Sammy Hagar. So now with this info, if you go back and watch that episode, it has like this weird double meaning that, of course, the writers did not intend. But alas, it has double meaning now, which I love.
Amazing, especially because Sammy Hagar is such an icon, and that last name is so famous.
I've never met someone with the last name Belcher.
No, but I'm sure they exist. Are any Belchers out there?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
But Lauren Bouchard said that he wanted the family to have Canadian French sounding last name. So it's not like he invented the name, clearly.
Yeah. And is that because you know how like last names were like given back when you like it was your
I wonder where this is going. Yep.
Was there like a local drunk or something who was walking around belching a lot?
Okay, wait, I love this now. I hope so.
Like what's his name from The Simpsons, Barney at the Homer's drinking buddy.
His lips vibrate when he
Yeah.
burps. Okay. So that's my little fun fact, y'all.
Well, I will have a little bit of Cabo Wabo in honor of Mr. Hagar, who's actually a belcher at some point.
What's
to
Cabo
celebrate.
Wabo?
It's his tequila brand.
Oh. Who doesn't have a tequila brand these days?
Everyone does, but honestly, I feel like Sammy Hagar did it early.
Yeah, good for you.
Good for you. Are you ready for a little Bob pun or Max pun?
I am so ready.
Okay, this week, and to cap off season 9, we are going back to the original burger puns.
My favorite.
Are you ready for your first pun, Skylar?
I sure am.
In honor of Sammy Hagar,
Okay.
these are all song related.
Oh, nice.
I planned this.
Okay.
Your first pun is, I fought the slaw burger and the slaw won.
What's throwing me off is Bob's never does, like, it's never like the blah, blah, blah burger and then add something. But I'm going to say Bob's.
Because of the faces I was overdoing it.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta work on my poker face.
You're trying to, like, act. I'm like,
Okay.
Max.
Hey man, I was on Boy Meets World.
He was.
Yeah, that's Bob. And that's how I got it off Fandom, the website.
Okay.
I assume that's how it's on the show.
Okay.
With like the parenthesis after the burger, which is, yeah, I'm with you. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Your next pun is, hello, watercress, my old friend.
This doesn't work very well. But then again, oh my God, he is poker faced right now. He looks like a serial killer. Can you say it again for me?
Hello, watercress, my old friend.
Bob's.
Max.
Darn. You know why it's so good is we talked about this a lot previously, but Bob's puns are supposed to not be like perfect.
Yeah, sometimes they're a little like
Little
that's
reaching.
a stretch. Yeah.
Because that's what it would be like if you had to do one every day.
Trust me, I know. Your next pun is bok choy to the world.
You are just really trying to mess with me, Max.
Yes. And your final pun is staying a chive burger.
Bob.
Max.
So good. I love chives. Put them on everything.
I do too. Should we get into this episode?
We should.
Skylar, can we have the title and synopsis for the final episode of season 9, episode 22, please?
The title is Yes, Without My Zeke. I don't get it.
Do you want to get into it now or do you want to get into it after you read the synopsis?
Might as well read the synopsis.
Yep.
Operation Free Zeke is on. When Zeke's dad threatens to send him to a new school for his disciplinary issues, the gang must sneak into Wagstaff to remove the naughty words Zeke toilet papered on the ceiling. Meanwhile, Randy shoots his new film at the restaurant. Bob snags a role.
This episode came out on May 12th, 2019. It was written by John Schrader and directed by Chris Song.
2019.
Yeah, we're catching up.
We are catching up. This is wild.
I know. It's going to be very weird to be closer to now.
Yes.
When we do this podcast.
But I can't wait to get into season 14. Talk about Amelia.
I know. We're coming up on it quickly. Okay, let's start with the title there. Yes, Without My Zeke is a play on the 1991 TV movie Not Without My Daughter, starring Sally Field.
Oh, Sally Field.
She was nominated for a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Actress for this movie.
A Golden Raspberry Award?
But yeah, I guess it's like the Razzies now.
Oh, got it. Sally Field, how dare they talk badly about my girl?
She was in some pretty bad TV movies.
Yeah, but you're trying to get your career off.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch it.
Well, let me read you the synopsis.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Late 80s, I'll say. It does not feel like it has aged well at all.
Okay.
An American woman trapped in Islamic Iran by her brutal husband must find a way for her and her daughter to escape.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why is Sally Field in it?
I don't know, because she was a big TV movie actor in the 80s. Yeah, I can't imagine that's
aged well.
That's one, yeah, that I can't imagine it's a classic at this point.
Well, at the Razzies it is.
Yeah. I'd actually love to read more about it because I know nothing about the movie.
Okay.
And I feel like it's got to be just awful.
I wonder if they've ever done it on the podcast. How did this get made?
Oh, interesting.
But this is the thing, I love that Bob's Burgers is parodying this.
Mm-hmm.
I sound like a broken record. This writer team loves movies as much as we do. We watch bad stuff. We watch brilliant stuff. We love TV and film.
We do.
Yeah.
We love film. Is that from Game Night? Sorry, we quote Game Night way too much. If you haven't watched Game Night yet and you want to laugh your asses off, please just go watch Game Night. One of the best comedy movies.
Speaking of which, that's one, the quote that Max just said. I missed this under the breath line a million times, but on the 5th time, we heard him say it. And that's this episode. In our new franchise, my favorite episode, we do this thing where we talk about the jokes per minute of the episode of Bob's Burgers we're doing. And this one that we're talking about today, this Bob's Burgers episode, the jokes are pa, 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 pa. You miss them because they're so fast. And if we hadn't had time to sit down and watch the second time, we would have caught more. Probably a season finale thing too. They're let's go.
Yep, let's keep them laughing, everyone. Okay, so tell me overall, now that we got the title out of the way, I definitely have some fun facts as we're going through them, but
I absolutely loved it.
Now, knowing it's a finale, does that change
No, this took me out on a really happy beat. Normally finales can be really big and have the whole town. And do I wish that the family and the kids had been together some way? Like they were very, very separate, A plot and B plot. But I really liked it. And we were just talking about Stand By Gene. Having all the kids together is so fun. And here we have Tina. I'm not good at rapid recall. Could you say them?
Zeke, Jimmy Jr., Louise, Gene,
Arnold? Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. I love that Tina's not like really in on the plan because she wants Jimmy Jr. all to herself. So that was really fun. Classic Tina. Louise was doing her Louise thing. Then for the B story, I felt like I was going to be annoyed because I don't like Randy. And so I was like, I don't want to watch this. And then Bob kept getting funnier and funnier and more annoyed and more annoyed and finally ends up starring in the thing. And it was really fun for me.
I love Bob as Death at the very end. His little head nod. He's like so proud of himself.
How did you like the finale?
See, I came into it knowing it was the finale, which it's honestly a different experience because like Bob's Burgers has such a high bar set with finales for me. And this didn't feel finale-esque, not to take away that it wasn't a wonderful episode. And I had the same feelings about, like, I love the kids together. I love the kids all helping out, trying to get Zeke out of trouble. I typically don't like Randy that much, but I really enjoyed the B story. Mm-hmm. But it didn't feel like a finale mm-hmm. to me, the way a lot of the other finales feel.
No music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Yeah. So it's interesting how like that knowledge can kind of like affect a watch.
Yeah. I totally can see how I would do a 180 flip if that had been my experience too. It's weird to think.
Someone's been watching too much Olympics.
Oh my God, Max.
That joke's not even going to matter in a week.
The dog thing is out tonight. The dog documentary.
It is tonight?
Yes, it's August 6th.
Oh, Biscuit, I know what we're watching. He's passed out. He does not care. There's a dog documentary on Netflix that we can't wait to watch about like the science of dogs. And
we're going to learn everything about Biscuit. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to have a whole new appreciation for him. Mm-hmm. What was I saying?
180.
New thought.
Kickflip. X Games, not Olympics.
You say kickflip like way more than you should as a human.
I was a child of the 80s and early 90s.
California child.
Yeah. That's all we were saying was kickflip.
Isn't it weird knowing that the next finale is going to be the pandemic finale? Like the Bob's Burgers crew had no idea what they were about to face coming into the next season.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Do you think they would have...
Wow, you took me on a ride there.
Done this up a little more if they knew that creating the next season was going to be so hard?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm curious. Maybe we can find some information when we get into season 10 talking about that. But I'm curious, like what they had done at this point, what was affected by it. We'll try and dive into that a little bit and share that when we're going through.
I'm sure it'll naturally come up when we're researching.
I mean, we'll still have fall of 2019 and season 10. Oh. And then we'll get into 2020 and it might like...
So production would probably be the next season.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Got it.
So, but we'll try and find whatever information we could find once we know which season was affected.
Yes. I'm also curious to know, once they start double dipping, having to work on the movie and Bob's Burgers at the same time, does it affect the show? Because you can only do so much as a human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Sure. Let me ask you this question. Okay. What do you think Zeke spelled on the ceiling?
That's the fun of it. I love this trick. I love making the audience's mind work as dirty as their mind can get. What do you think it said?
I think it was that Blink-182 song where they sing all the curse words. And it's like 30 seconds long.
Can't you see Zeke just listening to Blink-182 in his bedroom?
Oh, yeah. I could see Zeke and Jimmy Jr. dancing to
just
Blink-182.
bouncing around.
Yeah. I'm not going to say all the words, but if you want to go Google, it's called Family Reunion, the song.
Okay.
Blink-182.
That sounds about right.
I just pulled up the Wikipedia. The song, which lasts only 35 seconds, is essentially a sung-through version of comedian George Carlin's 730 words routine.
That's amazing.
With the addition of fart, turd, and I'm not going to say this last one. Go listen to it.
Wait, it has fart and turd in it? That is definitely...
Yeah.
Oh, talking about poo. Only on this podcast, right?
Unfortunately, I don't think only on this podcast.
We kind of get a little call back to Zeke's mad pooper days because I think it's Louise. She's like, why did you have toilet paper with you? And he's like, in cases of poop emergencies. And I loved that little wink.
Yeah, it's a good reason to be carrying around toilet paper.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any more fun facts for me?
I do. We have, obviously, Randy's back. So we have Paul F. Tompkins, who is a very funny comedian and comedic actor. And so he's back as Randy. And this is our first appearance of Arnold.
Honestly, fully baked character. Love it. Love him.
Love his size. Love his glasses, love his karate uniform. We'll see him a few times moving forward, sometimes speaking cameos, sometimes non-speaking cameos, but he definitely becomes a presence on the show.
I feel a kinship with him because I am short too. And sometimes you have to make up for
and you
your
love
shortness.
Karate too.
I love karate.
You will not shut up a karate. You're
Cobra
always
Kai,
you're
Max.
going to tournaments in the valley all the time.
Thank God I live in LA.
Yeah.
The valley, home of the karate loving.
It's people in the valley. Trust me, I grew up there. All they care about is karate there. They just are looking forward to the next tournament all the time. Arnold is voiced by Damon Wayans Jr. from Happy Endings and New Girl.
Oh, I love him on New Girl.
Obviously, the son of Damon Wayans, who is from In Living Color.
I had no idea that they were father and son.
Yeah.
Cool.
Damon Wayans Jr.
Okay,
One
that
of the
makes
Wayans
sense.
brothers. The many Wayans brothers. Let's see. This is my last fun fact, and it actually is a very fun fact. How many times can I say fun? No response there. This is the last episode to have Mr. Franz in his previous design before he gets a big redesign makeover in A Fish Called Tina, season 10.
Really? I think his glasses change a little bit. Does he get thinner frames? But
Yeah,
we're going to talk about it.
On the carousel, we'll put a side-by-side up, and then we'll put it again when we get to that episode down the road. But if you're not following us on Instagram, we publish a carousel with images that have to do with this episode, so go look at Mr. Franz's new design.
All right. I'm making a new franchise now before we get into the credits. Little silly details that I loved.
Oh, I like this.
Would you like to hear
Little
them?
silly details. Too many. I can't.
LSD.
Just call them the little sillies.
Little sillies,
Little
not
sillies.
LSDs.
LSDs?
Yeah.
I like that, actually. The LSDs.
The
That's great.
LSDs.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Number 1. The school lunch in the first shot. Lasagna, salad, garlic bread. It looks like the best lunch I've ever seen in my whole life. I wanted to eat it so badly.
I don't know about cafeteria lasagna.
That's what I'm saying. It looked amazing, and
Oh.
it shouldn't look that amazing.
Jean probably loved it.
Jean probably loved it. All right. Second LSD. There is a scene where Jean is sitting on the couch, and he is lying on his side, holding his foot,
Yeah.
like a yoga pose almost, but he looks so casual doing it, and it's the most Jean thing I've ever seen. They did not need him to be in that position, but he is, and I appreciate it.
I agree. We'll post a screen grab of that in the
Yes.
carousel, but you should watch it too, because he's stretching almost. He's just playing with. Yeah, that is a great LSD, because there's no reason for him to be sitting like that other than that. So Gene, you know, like they're like Gene would not be sitting there normally. Any other show would be like, let's just have the kids sitting and watching TV. He's sitting like, and kids do that. They sit weird. They sit in weird positions when they're watching TV.
Yeah, and especially like it's to their personality.
Yeah.
Though, you know, I love it. And on this new podcast we're doing, one of the question is like, are the characters the most themselves? Like, is Tina the most Tina? Is Gene the most Gene? This would be a detail where I'm like, you didn't have to do this, but he is so the embodiment of who this character should be. Next, LSD.
I love doing LSD with you.
Really?
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Is it fun?
We should do LSD more often.
Should we tell everybody about our cocaine habit? It's a season finale. Why not?
Why not? Go ahead.
So we make up voices for Biscuit.
Good start.
And
we are not on LSD right now, just FYI.
Yes, we are. Little silly details. And we also make up funny ways that Biscuit sees the world. And he has taken to pronouncing cooking cocaine. So he goes around the neighborhood in our imagination and says, oh, my mom does the cocaine every night. Your mom doesn't do cocaine every night?
Sometimes my dad does cocaine with her.
But normally it's just my mom. Okay. Anyway, back to LSD. When Zeke lifts Louise down from the air vent, it is maybe a half a second moment, but it is precious. Absolutely precious.
That's another little detail. It's so Zeke. Zeke is so considerate and caring, and he wants to take care of his friends and everyone.
Yes. He doesn't need to go to disciplinary school. So those are all my LSDs. The only thing I'll say before we get into the credits is I do love Tina's emotional arc here. She puts her self-interest aside and is like, guys, we should go in the roof because, yes, I was spying on boys up there. But I love that it's her that has this brilliant plan to save them. And I love the Jimmy Jr. and Tina moment. He's like, thanks, Tina. You really helped me out with my best friend.
It's such a sweet moment for her to take herself out of it, you know?
Yes.
And like this person who I love so much or like so much, this is very important to him.
Them.
You know, I wish Jimmy Jr. would do that more for Tina. He does it every now and then, but not enough.
Yeah. And this is interesting. We should talk about it, or maybe y'all should talk about it. If you're on our Patreon, pop into the Discord. This is an episode that really points to perhaps there is more between Jimmy Jr. and Zeke going on. Maybe one of them has romantic feelings, maybe not. You know, what's so brilliant about this show is they don't hammer us with what we should feel and think about the characters, but we can, you know, figure it out for ourselves or have our own thoughts about it, whether Tina's autistic or not. You know, they're not lecturing us about anything. Right. So I'd love to know your thoughts.
Yeah. Come chat with us. Should we get into the end credits?
Yes.
Okay. So the last moment, which you were just talking about, looks like a screenshot from Challengers, honestly. We got Tina, Zeke, and Jimmy Jr. walking down the street. And yeah, just chatting about what went down, and we'll get into the end credits right after.
Ow! Zeke! Don't give me a wedgie!
I know it's hard to...
I'm surprised I didn't get another ow my penis in there.
Yeah, there was a lot
three of those.
There's some...
Three of those?
Gene also curses in this episode, which I loved. Someone says son of a bitch. I think it's Gene. I was like, okay.
Maybe you learned it from the toilet wad on the ceiling.
Yeah.
To give up having Jimmy Jr.'s butt all to yourself, but you did the right thing, T. Helping out those two idiots.
No, stop reminding me. I hope Mr. Bronco finds a note we left.
We found your ladder in the trash and put it back in the ceiling for you. You're welcome. XOXO, your secret admirer. Oh.
Toilet paper!
Real quick, I can't believe we forgot to talk about Mr.
Shame on us.
Bronca. That's inexcusable. Mr. Bronca as phenomenal as always, maybe even more phenomenal than he always is.
So good. And we get a little callback to the Bleach Boys. He's singing about breezy something.
Yeah, well, he's listening to his Walkman and waxing the floor.
Yeah. With his little like surgeon scrub shoe things covers over his tennis shoes. I loved it.
I love his little like, oh, after the Secret Admirer thing.
Oh my gosh, I have one more LSD.
Oh, tell me.
Zeke does not wear socks with his tennis shoes.
Oh, yeah, because they take all their shoes off.
Yeah.
Love it.
It is so Zeke.
He's ahead of his time, because apparently that's what Gen Z's into now.
No socks?
Isn't that thing? You don't...
No, baby. It's ankle socks.
Just ankle socks. So I can wear other socks?
What? No, they want you to wear ankle socks.
Oh, I do wear ankle socks.
I know.
Okay.
They don't.
Look at me, trendsetter. Boom. Yeah, ankle socks and Chaperone. It's me.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Tell me what happens as we go into the end credits.
Okay, so is this a James Bond theme again?
It feels very much like the Wonder Wolf.
Which was also a season finale.
Yeah.
I have to be honest with you. I'm like not here. I have so much caffeine in my body. I'm kind of hovering above myself. So I think I'm going to need you to describe these. I just don't have it in me.
Too much LSD for you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm not going to sit here and describe this solo. You're going to have to do your best you can.
I'm going to do my best, but maybe if you could just kick us off because I can't find the words.
We've got the horizontal split screen. No, vertical split screen where the credits are on the right side. And see, this is what happens when you have me describe. And the animations on the left side. And like Skylar mentioned, it's very similar to like those Wonder Wharf, James Bond-esque animation.
Yeah, so like not like clip arty, but it's very stark color contrast, black background, gray
shadowy images, kind of
spotlights.
Yeah. And we get a paper towel wad being balled up in a fist and then tossed up to a ceiling that spins.
Mm-hmm.
Climbing through the window.
Okay, so they're narrating everything we saw happen in the episode, pretty much. And the tiles turn into windows.
Kind of like a Brady Bunch situation.
Yeah, and the silhouettes of the characters pop up before, like, it turns into the window that Arnold gets tossed through, and you see Arnold fly up.
And then we get an image of Jimmy Jr. getting the broom out of the closet. And this is black with blue outlines and just like a shadow of Jimmy Jr. There's no details on anybody.
Yeah, it's like a white shadow.
Yes.
Junior's got the broomstick. Climbing to the ceiling. What?
Okay, so we get... this is a great LSD. These credits feel like you're on LSD.
Yeah.
You go into the broomstick, kind of, it zooms in and then it turns into a ladder and Zeke's climbing up the ladder. And then we get a shot of Mr. Fran's silhouette, and you can tell it's Mr. Fran because his glasses are in like silhouette too, carrying the broom and running down the hallway.
I feel like you might, just from how his stomach is shaped, he might be wearing the woman's tank top.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He probably is, because that's what he was wearing when he was chasing them down.
We can't properly describe these transitions, but they are very sophisticated.
It's very cool.
It is very cool.
These end credits require multiple watches, if you ask me, and a closer look like we're doing.
Yeah, and I would love to know what this takes as an animator. Like, one part of Mr. Fran's body just turned and morphed very quickly into Louise's bunny ears. And
that's very cool. And then we get Louise kind of like creeping through the ceiling, and you see the little like pops of ceiling being knocked off.
Tiles?
See, I don't know if they're tiles or whatever, but you know what we're talking about. We're not contractors, builders, architects. Any of the above?
Either of those.
Okay. And then we have a silhouette of Mr. Bronca
in front of the school lockers, waxing the floor.
Yep.
Watching all the hallways.
Oh, he's singing.
He's singing. Looks like he's singing Watching All the Hallways. Washing all the hallways? Watching all the hallways? Watching all the hallways.
I
don't
would
have
say
the lyrics.
watching.
Okay.
Swinging like a throwing star. Sliding on the clean store.
You get the stapler
Yep.
being thrown like a throwing star, like they say. And then the kids all sliding across the screen like they did when they slid like the Breakfast Club scene.
Oh, I didn't. That's cute. That's
Yeah.
cute.
And now we have
Toilet paper angel.
That's my favorite.
Zeke doing the toilet paper angel.
No. Oh, it's Zeke? I thought it
Yeah.
was Gene.
No,
'cause
you're right. It's Gene.
It's Gene. So it's a shot from it's a bird's eye view from very far away
and it spins.
that spins. And then we go down and it's pitch black, dots of quote unquote snow, but it's the toilet paper or whatever. And he's doing an angel, which I love.
And then we have a lineup of all the kids involved, their
Yep.
silhouettes.
Ooh, that was sleek.
So, yeah, the whap, 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 they all kind of like disappear until it's just Zeke.
Yeah,
And then Zeke's
they
the last
pop
one to go.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, Zeke, it's your
Yeah.
episode, buddy.
I want to say that very rarely do the end credits, like the music, does it like end without getting cut off?
Yeah, it was a very satisfying, like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. So that's
Cut.
going to factor into my scoring. Do
Okay.
you want to score them?
Yes.
Okay. We score on a scale of 1 to 10 H's at the end of Tina's Do you want to go first or should I go first?
I'll go first. No, you go first.
I'm going to give these a 9.
Ooh, I gave them an 8 in my head, so talk me up.
Well, when we were talking about the animation, I was
Mhm.
so impressed. And watching these back now, I think I score them higher than I would have watching yesterday. Again, sometimes you
Yes.
just sit down and you watch these in detail, and they're so cool. And
The music's great. The
music's
lyrics are
fun.
great.
Yeah, it's just like the animation is what kicks it up for me. It's so great, and I love how the song ends just the right time, and the little parts where the characters all disappear with the beats. It's just
Satisfying.
I'm telling you, like I know a lot of you don't watch these when we're talking about them, but
Mhm.
go back and watch these end credits if you can. Get a closer look at them. They're really impressive.
See, even the fact that you just said that, I'll give them a 9 too.
Love it.
The only thing that's missing for me for that 10 is that, like, oh my God, these just made me cry. Like, I can't believe credits can do that.
Yeah, it's not the perfect Bob's Burgers end credits, but I just have to give it to the animation alone.
It's so
pretty cool.
good.
Yeah, I really
Um,
respect it.
And the way the animation works with the music is phenomenal.
Yeah,
The callback to the Wharf of Wonder, which was also a season finale. It's really, really fantastic.
I agree. Those are the end credits to Yes, Without My Zeke, the final episode of season 9. Thank you, everyone, for listening. As we mentioned at the top of the episode, we will be back in a little while. We're just going to take a brief hiatus. But if you need us, we're on Patreon, patreon.com/BobsCredits. We're on social media, primarily Instagram and TikTok, at Bob's Credits. And we have a new YouTube podcast series called My Favorite Episode. The first one being Work Hard or Die Trying Girl with Kelly Blackheart from Locked and Probably Loaded with DJ and Kelly.
Which is live now.
Yeah, go watch it. Give us your thoughts, comment. And until then, we'll see you soonish on here,
Yeah.
the main feed.
Love
Anything you
y'all.
want to say before we get out of here?
I'm literally having a medical emergency, but
A caffeine overdose.
even without that, even going through that, thanks for another great season, y'all. We appreciate you more than you know. It means a lot to us that you spend your time hanging out with us on these podcasts. And if I'm just being honest, y'all are our favorite.
Oh, you are our favorite. And I'm just going to toss out, while we're gone for a little bit, leave us a 5-star review. So we
Yeah.
can come back and open our app and be like, oh my God,
Oh
these
my
people love us. We
God.
should keep doing this.
We
yes.
should keep doing
yes.
it.
Why? Now I understand. We've been gone and now they need us.
Shout out to the person who gave us the most lovely, honest review, who it was a glowing review, but was very honest about how rough our first 2 seasons were. Love you.
Much like Bob's Burgers.
We're in good
We had to find a
company.
groove.
Yep. All right, loves. Bleh. All right, y'all. Love you. Stay saucy.
More caffeine for Skylar, please.